Good afternoon and welcome to week 14 review and getting ready for the playoffs. Some cracking games last week, very, very close, and no score corrections this week, which I'm completely surprised about. How's it going, Craig? Welcome to you.
Good afternoon, Johnny. You caught me on the hop there. I was just coming in.
I thought I would get started at 3 o'clock. People are, we've got
no, absolutely.
Everett's here.
Sorry, I was rushing my way in. I was getting my tea sorted out on my way in, but so anyway, yes, it's week 14's over now, Johnny. The regular season's done. Everyone knows what they're playing for. I mean, most people are still playing for something, whether it be, staying up, not getting relegated, or whether it be promotion. I mean, the amount of promotions, there's lots of them to go as well, so yeah, it's the season starts now, really, doesn't it? It's playoff time.
A measure from Everett for you. How's it going?
Hey, Everett, how are you, sir? You good?
Craig's not doing as well on this one, but he's still doing well in the home league. But he can still get promoted. That's a good thing. Like I say, even if you're in a bye week, pick your team because there's that much going on. You never know. Somebody else drops out the winner of a certain match will go up or down. So yeah, sorry, my foot's a bit buggered this morning. But yeah, so
for the sake of 2 minutes jumping in and just setting it up, Johnny, that's the best thing to do is just to go in and do it. For the sake of 2 minutes, just set a team that's definitely playing. You don't even need to give it much thought. Just make sure you've got starters and starter positions, and that'll set you all right.
Definitely. That's good. Lots of jumping piece. So we'll get started anyway. So we'll start off with Dwarfy Stain. So some very good ones here. Where are we at? Boom. So you've got the Riney Cardinals, 185 against 159 for the Cork Red Army. The Gloucester Wolfpack, 179.88 against... I've just removed them, but it's the Peterhead Bloody Jets, 121.53. The Clemson Marines, 177.91 against the Birmingham Patriots, 254.59. Here was the big tie of the game, tie of the week. Plymouth Assassins, 220 against the Bangham Sharks, 235.41. And the Newcastle Magpies, 141.85 against 165.85 Q Kings. The Forward Patriots, 174.96 against the Trinity Flyers, losing again, 152.58. So here's just how the final standings. The top six was the Birmingham Patriots, 10-4. The Trinity Flyers at 9-5, despite a 3-game losing streak. 5-game win streak for the Birmingham Patriots. Gloucester Wolfpack at 8-6. The Cork Red Army 8-6. Bangham Sharks at 7-7 after being 3-7. Newcastle Magpies 7-7. The Pure Adams 7-7. They finished with 23 points behind the Newcastle Magpies. Hugh Kings also at 7-7. Riney Cardinals at 7-7. Clemson Marines at 6-8. Forward Patriots at 6-8, and obviously the Blue Team Texans, who are no longer with us at 2-12. So
all very tight, Johnny. All very tight in the end, and the win from the Bangham Sharks that got them into the playoffs, so they'll be delighted with that. And it was unlucky for the Plymouth Assassins to lose that. Gave me 220 odd points, but and it's cost them a spot in the playoffs, which is a bit harsh for them, But great win for Bangham Sharks, and it's nice to take that win and run into the playoffs.
Vladimir Gibbs helped them. The on-off Higgins getting 30 points. But he's out this week.
Good call. Good call playing Devin Neal as well. He's with Kamara being out. It wasn't enough, obviously, but it was very much a good call. Not even the best team in Plymouth.
Arthur's on fire this afternoon. Arthur, how did Plymouth got in yesterday? I forgot to check. I know you were at a game with your boys, so I'm not winding you up if I lost. I just don't know what the score was.
So Chris Olave's been the problem there. Really, he didn't do too well this week, and that's kind of where this one's been lost. Burrow on the bench, a bit harsh.
Love on the bench.
You get Jordan Love and Burrow on the bench. What chance have you got picking the right one?
I know.
Pittman there on the bench was a good call, but it's unfortunate. There's nothing there that jumps out to say that was really, really stupid and a daft call. That was the right team was played. It just in the end wasn't enough. and it was good enough for the Bangham Sharks to jump into the playoffs and give them well, that assures their promotion now. So well done, Sean.
Yeah. I like to say, Adam, you can still finish in the top two and get a promotion too. You've got to buy in this week, so you only have to win one game. So it's not the bad way. The way you've been playing, you should get the one game, which is quite good. 25, say 25, that's 3 in a row.
The Birmingham Patriots there and the Trinity Flyers, that's them got the buys for the playoffs now, Johnny. So they've only got 2 games left that they need to win. You know, that's always a nice wee bonus. And of course, it's promotion for all the top 6. So well done to the Gloucestershire Woolpacks and the Cork Red Army too. They've made it in along with the Newcastle Magpies, all going to be playing in the 3rd division next year.
It is. Here's how the players are looking. So we'll go to the. Want to see this? Do you want to see the games?
Yeah, let's see this first, and then we'll look at each game to see where we are. So, Cork Red Army there are sitting with they're up against Bangham Sharks. So that's quite a big one. That's going to be a tight game, and it seems to have had a big start already. Yeah, let's go up to the games, Johnny. The games are easier. We can see the team names better.
Yeah, there you go. So we go.
So yeah, let's see that Cork Red Army. Let's see what their start's been made of, because there was quite a lot of points scored on Thursday night, you know, but there was also quite a few disappointments on Thursday night as well.
Well, there was 3 players out and quite a few people out on Thursday night with the defenders being out. But yeah, 37 points for Cousins.
Yeah, I mean that's that was massive, you know, and it's a 0 pointer down there for T Smith, so that is very much not a good start for the Bangham Sharks. It's not looking good for, you know. You just can't have those outs, you know. There's T Higgins sitting out as well. He'll need to bring in, who's he got on the bench to bring in there then? Johnny Velli, I guess.
Velli or Washington maybe.
He could bring in Mooney. I mean. Oh no, you can't bring in Mooney. He's already played. So yeah, I mean, do you bring in Hughes against the Chiefs? I don't think so. I don't think you can do that. So yeah, there's got to be done for Sean. A couple hours to go. Sean, get on it, sir.
I know he picked up Schweitzer as well, but too late because obviously he can't swap out the players already played. Then the other one,
the other playoff game is Newcastle Magpies are off to flying as well. Mike Evans, that was a big call to put him straight back in. First game back from injury, but it's paid off with 26 points. He had a great game.
Well, he did. He covered his bases though, because he had as a backup if he didn't play. So you don't have to.
Yeah, the thing is, he was always going to cut up. It was how many snap counts was he going to get? Was he going to be on a snap count? You know, that was always a bigger question, but he was always going to suit up there. So yeah, but it worked in his favour. He played and he played very well. He got 26 points, and he's got a nice start from Bates here as well.
Another one out. Another Tampa Bay defender out with 0 points.
Yeah, I seen Dennis was out because I had him in a league, so I had to get rid of him. But yeah, that's not a good start for the Gloucestershire Woolpack. So I would very much say that the Newcastle Magpies are favourite there, and Cork Red Army, they're looking very much favourites. But there's a long way to go still. You know, it's only Sunday. We've only had one game, and provided they change their teams around, they'll still get every chance of coming back this afternoon.
So Rhiney Cardinals are basically got a bye because they're supposed to be playing. So the only other game playing is the Clemson Marines against the Philby Patriots. It could be a close one, but that's just playing for promotion now.
That's just playing for. Yeah, and of course they still are playing for promotion. Let's not forget that they are still playing for promotion. It is still on for them, you know. So but there is no relegation, obviously, from Division 4. So the ones who are out of it are really out of it.
Yes, they'll get 8 new teams to play with next year.
Exactly.
So we've got the Marwick Head. We've got the Manchester Spinners. We've got 226.06 against the Bonnydown Cheeseheads, 181.7. The Bluetoon Texans, 131.11 against the Lagers Lemons, 182.14. Doubles Darlow Diamonds, 198.34 against the Guildford Raptors, 176.16. The Norwich Mustard Men, 147.90 against the Birmingham Bears, 201.38. Darlington Dragons, the number 1 seed, losing 173.25 to the Cavite Porkers, 220.49, so they guaranteed their top second two spot. The London Eagles, 181.33, losing to the Not Cold Knockouts, 216.66. So this is
Yes, that's a big win for Pork there, to beating the Darlington Dragons there for Carlisle Porkers to secure the number 2 spot in the second bye. You know, that was huge for Kelly.
Well, it is, because they wouldn't have got the bye, because they would have been above them for a lot more points. So yes, you got that's 3-game losing streak for Bonnyrigg Cheesehead as well. It's not the best that you got. Got the Darlington Dragons at 10-4, Carrick Porkers. You got 8-6, 9-5 Doubles Darlows, 8-6 Bonnyrigg, 8-6 Birmingham Bears, 8-6 Norwich must have been. All of them guarantee promotion, and all in for a chance to win the helmet in the division. Unfortunately, the Not Cold Knockouts, who did win the last week, didn't do enough to win because they're in the 7th spot, 8-6. Guildford Raptors, it's 6-8. Manchester Spinners 5-9. Luton Texans 5-9. Ragerdale Lemons 4-10, and the London Eagles 3-11. But the Manchester Spinners are on a 3-game win streak, so I know they're in the.
Yeah, so that's
it's a good one.
Looks good for them to get promotion, but the Knockhill Knockouts can feel hard done to get to 8-6 and not make the playoffs. Is rather harsh, but they do still have promotion in their sights, and with a record of 8-6, I can't imagine they're not going to manage to win that one game that they require. They've got 2 chances to get it, so 1 win, 2 chances, so they've got a good chance to get promotion still. But yeah, big wins for those up that got into the top 6, and of course they'll all be playing Division 2 next year, and they've all now got the small matter of the helmet to go in.
Definitely. Yeah,
Harold Fannin, a big one there at tight end there, Johnny, 35 points. And
mental.
That's with Njoku's is supposed to be out this week as well, isn't he? I think Harold Fannin's going to be a big one this week. I fancy a big week from him this week.
Yeah, and like I say, he's got him in his bye week. So, but remember, even though you got a bye week, you're still up. The top 3 are in the Ring of Broadcast Shield, so you still pick your team. And some teams have.
Yeah, that's
some
it.
Teams have, so.
Don't forget about the Nobody Cares team games. So let's Nobody Cares Shield. Let's go and see what the playoffs are looking like there, Johnny. The matchups. Let's see how they've started before we move on.
Oh yeah. So we got the. There you go. The bottom 2 there.
Yeah, the bottom 2 there. So the Bonnyrigg Cheeseheads and the Birmingham Bears, they've not started yet. There's nothing doing, but Doubles Darlow Diamonds and Norwich Mustermen. I mean, they're 2 big. They're 2 very tight games, Johnny. That I'm sure they're going to be close, Yeah. And it's a good start for the Norwich Mustermen with 38 points. I'm guessing that's going to be. It's not going to be Kyle Pitts, is it? It couldn't be Kyle Pitts, surely.
No, Robinson.
Bejan.
I think Kyle Pitts got about 50 odd points, I think.
Did they get? I mean, it's certainly if anyone's got them, it's that they've got a flying start this week, and it's always nice to get something like that in a playoff week, especially the Thursday night. That's huge. And who'd have thought it would be Kyle Pitts? The thing is, I think he'll be sitting on more benches than they will be starting lineup. So that's
I do wonder,
problem there in
he'll be in somebody's bench. And a good start for Spin Joe, leading 11. Projected to win 200 to 174 against the Manchester Spinners.
Yeah, well, I mean the loser of the loser of these 2 games don't get promoted. That's right, isn't it? The loser of these 2 cannot go up, and then they're fighting against relegation. So that, I mean, it's 2 big games as well. You get the win here, and then you've got 1 more win to get in 2 games. So every chance, So I'm sure all 4 are still interested in getting that promotion, and that's what it's all about at the end of the day.
Yeah, just let us say it's all juggly this year. Just keep on playing to win, even if you're not thinking you're going to win, because there's a lot changing. It's the easiest way to do it. So this is a Mayeshowe division. So the Whitchurch Warriors, 203 points against the Whitford Educators on the 14th. The Sandbach Satans, 217.46 against the Chester Hurricanes, 106. The Birmingham Master Chiefs, 187.54 against the Glasgow Lightning's 274. Lancaster Bombers 165 against the Southampton Dockers, who lost. They're still number one, 132.21. Nottingham Rebels 144.30 against Arran and the Royal Raiders, 208.24. And Everett getting the 6th spot secured with 207.36 against 158.51. So beating poor Derek. But Derek wasn't going to make the playoffs.
Let's go Titans indeed, Everett. So that will get you into the playoffs then, and of course it assures you a place in Division 1 next year, which is always massive. And of course Aaron gets the same, so congratulations to him as well. He's in the top 6 and therefore will be playing in the top division next year. So that's good on him too. Southampton Dockers and Sandbach Satans, they've secured their buys in the playoffs, so they'll be looking to secure titles.
Yeah.
And the Glasgow Lightning and the Nottingham Rebels are in the playoffs as well. And I'll tell you, Dreeves on a hell of a run. That's four-game win streak for the Glasgow Lightning and 274 points in a week where the scoring was exceedingly low. That's massive from Dreeves. He must be very excited about how well his team's going at the moment.
Well, he's the second highest scoring team in the league behind Sandbach Satans by about 50 points. So yeah,
he's in your Shieldy thing as well, so he's got a chance. I would say that as it looks at the moment, he's got a good chance of winning that.
Yeah, although I think Sandbach Satans have had a good start off the top of my head, but I can't find on. Now, in the bottom there, fighting for relegation and for promotion. Yeah, because the 2 consolation finalists in this one get promoted. 8 go up to the first division. So, Chester Hurricanes and Lancaster Bombers both got a bye. So they only really need to win 1 game to qualify. Which Warriors at 5 and 9, Whitford Educators, they're not coming up. So they're gone. They're leaving. The Kilmarnock Kings and the Birmingham Master Chiefs 4 and 10 still got a chance to get promoted, but obviously a bigger chance to get relegated.
Yes, that's the. I mean, it's at the end of the day for the likes of Kilmarnock Kings, certainly, and they've been. Derek has been quite unlucky this year, and the team is still sound enough, I believe. So every chance that he can still at least keep himself up, as opposed to maybe not go up, but he can keep himself up for sure. And yeah, I mean, Chester Hurricanes very unlucky there. It's Everett needed that win to beat them because he's got less points than them, so a massive win for Everett Urbanville Titans to sneak into that last playoff spot. And when you go up, you want to go up in style. You want to go up winning the division. That's what it's about now for all the top 6 here, and they've all got a good chance. As I say, Dreeves looked exceedingly strong with his scoring and the fact he's on a 4-game win streak.
Who did he have then? Well, Allen at 50 points. And Jigma.
I mean, Josh Allen's the amount of points that he scores in this format can be crazy some weeks, So that's always going to help you out. Michael Wilson as well, and they had Harrison's out this week again, so he's got every chance of getting good points off Wilson again. Although they do play Houston, which is the toughest defense to be going up against at the moment, I would say.
You've got 35.
Is that him and Rassie Brown on the bench? Oof.
Yeah. The thing is, remember, the thing we have is about everybody that always looked like he wasn't going to play. And then
so it was, that's right. Yeah. So it was, that's right.
Because even the so-called experts were saying questionable, not likely to play, and they're playing on Thursday night. So he's just set his team right to bed.
That's why he's left them on the bench. But I'm more saying that he scored 274 points and had Amon-Ra on the bench, So definitely looking good for Dreeves there. Let's go and see what the playoff games are.
So we've got to go. Everett's playing the Glasgow Lightning.
So it's a tough one for Everett, of course. Yeah, he'll be playing number 3, which is the number 3 seed, which is the Glasgow Lightning. But it's that 0 start tells me that Everett's actually started someone who's got 0 points. So I've got a feeling he's left one of those defenders in that didn't play.
No, Drake London.
Oh, he left Drake London in. Everett, come on now.
I know. What you do there,
And Chase McLaughlin, it's 11 points for your kicker's a great start. So yeah, I'm afraid I can't see anything but a Glasgow Lightning victory there. And Aaron's looking about 50-50 in his 54-46. So that should be a tight one. Look
What's it
forward
on
to
his
seeing
team?
how that
Well,
pans
Jacobs is
out.
playing, but he is playing against Denver.
Yeah, he's got Jacobs there. Jacobs is a tough one though, because I mean Wilson might be out, he's ill. And so Jacobs could be kind of forced into playing. We've brought Pierre Strong up from the
I
practice
saw
squad.
that, yeah.
Pierre Strong.
Oh,
So yeah,
sorry to
that's
hear,
Jacobs.
sorry to hear about your son at Everett. I hope he's doing okay. Son broke his ankle on Thursday.
Oh, for goodness sake, you're joking. Listen, it's that must be a lad. Listen, see when you're sitting in a hospital waiting on it happening. You can get your phone out there, you know. I'm only joking, yeah. No, that's harsh. Nothing worse. But the good thing is he's still young, and you know you need to have these injuries when you're young because it teaches you how to handle them when you're older.
Oh, I remember me
That's
messaging you when Kath was in the hospital up in Rowena.
that's it. Yes,
I tried to get you to pick my Pickham team, but you wouldn't do it.
you're trying to get your team done. All that says, but yeah, no, good day to get hurt. Like, that's what I always get taught when I was a kid. Go hurt yourself because then you'll know how it feels, and you'll know that you feel better afterwards. You know.
Well, it's the end of the world when you're older, but yeah, still it's the end of the world.
So yeah,
back then.
Jacobs might be a wee bit of a worry for Aaron there. That's because you know, of course, with being one of the top players, you'd expect him big points from them.
But
You know
then
what is it
Jonathan
like
Taylor's
20,
up against
21
Seattle.
points is a projection. If Jacobs ends up coming out and not being fully good to go, you know, and it's a very, very tough defense, ends up with 6 or 7 points, that could be the difference between winning and losing that game.
Yeah. And well, Jefferson might get thrown some balls against that Dallas defense. And
The good news is Judkins has got the backfield to himself this week pretty much, you know, pretty much with
Samson being out.
Samson out. So that will be good for him in the sense that I think that the Browns should run the ball quite a lot against the Bears.
I think Derek should be fine here. He's currently 42 points behind, but Dillon doesn't change his team, so he's got Fields out, Scatterbo IR, Higgins out, Taylor out, and Dennis out. So Derek, if you lose this, Craig will know that we're taking the piss out of you all off you.
Listen, I have lost many a game like that in the past, and it riles you more than anything else, you know. And it doesn't take much. All it takes is you know, Rice to come out and have an absolute bomb of a game, and Waddle to come out and have a bomb of a game, and your guys to do nothing, and you end up losing. You know, he's already got the big points from Bejan.
Yeah, well, that's fair enough. Yeah, Bejan did have a good game.
Derek did leave Evans on the bench, and do you know you
blame
can't argue with that. That's not the worst thing you can do. But Bucky Irving on the IR there as well, I've seen still. So yeah, that team's not been changed in a while. So Derek, you should be fine. Although I'm not so sure about playing Pittman with 44-year-old Philip Rivers, granddad Philip Rivers playing.
I know, or Franklin against that Green Bay defense. I'd probably rather play Tracy, to be honest. Against
I think I'd be
Washington.
looking to play anybody but Pittman this week, but that's just me.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah, so that's the Maze House. Here we go, Happy Valley.
So the top 6 here will be playing in the Premier Division next year, is that correct?
Yeah, but the top 6 was already guaranteed before last week because they'd all secured it. It was all about shuffling for spots now. For the
was it? Right, okay. Fair enough.
So the Belfast benchmark 231.83, losing 234.76 to Darlow Destroyers, who clinched the top spot. Bognor Regis Falcons 140.15 against 131.66. Kilmarnock Cowboys, who were sitting in second, third, 158.45 against the Kilmarnock Kirkwall Raiders at Kirkwall Derby, 179.69. So Alan gets revenge over Ross. I think he lost in the home league. Eo Villains 211. South London Rebels on 47.99. Berber Supremacy, who were number 1 at the time, 174 against the Gothenburg Angels, who finally showed up on 247.01. And then you've got the Dickinson Demons, 234.83 against the Crew Juggernauts, 179.89. So our defending champions and the high scoring team in the league are sitting in the top spot in the division, the Darlow Destroyers at 10-4. Then you've got the Melbourne Supremacy 10-4. Kirkwall Cowboys have got 9-5. South London Rebels at 9-5. Dickinson Demons 7-game win streak 9-5. And the Belfast Benchwarmers 7-7. So this was already, it was all guaranteed, all shuffling about positions. But if Kirkwall had managed to win, there would have been a
from
problem.
Darlow's. Apart from, I mean, the defend. Let's just have a quick nod to the defending champions. I mean, to top your division after coming off the championship, you know, you get target on your back and all that jazz. But great performance to top that division, and every chance of going back to back now, you know, in the main event. So we'll follow that closely in the coming weeks. And what, you know, to win a 3-point victory, Belfast Benchwarmers can feel hard done to, but they can see that they can challenge them, you know. And Tyler Shaw, I mean, that was all second half stuff as well. You know, I think he was on about 2 points at half time or something like that. So
yeah, well, 2 rushing touchdowns. That's basically it.
And Achans, he was all in the first half, so it's almost like the story of 2 halves here for Darlow's, you know.
I'm trying to think about it changed because he was projected to lose at one point, like quite late on. But I can't remember what the late games were. But yeah,
remember what was the late game was Devontae Smith, was it not? Was the Eagles not the late game?
Yeah, so you got, and the Sunday night game would have been, for a long time it looked like he was going to lose, but I'm guessing the Cure probably helped squash that one because obviously he was up against Gibbs. 43 points.
Yeah, well, I mean, Gibbs got Belfast Benchwarmers off to a great start on the Thursday night, but yeah, it ran out of steam a little bit, you know, and with Pittman and Pearce both playing and what happened to them. I mean, they both scored okay, but with the way the Colts offense went, they could have scored a lot more, you know. And that ultimately is what's cost it, you know. Bucky Irvin could have had a better game than that. Dallas Goddard's when Terry McLaurin didn't exactly have a wonderful game, and they went to 0, obviously, against Minnesota, which was rather embarrassing for them. So yeah, I mean, Belfast, they were very close. You know, 230 points is decent, but it just wasn't enough. And I don't even think there's much on the bench there that made a difference. So in fact, there's not.
Nope. It's a perfect
great win for the defending champs, and they'll head into the playoffs to go back to back, and then good luck to them. And then into the playoffs. I mean, the Benchwarmers have got, you know, after the score that they had there, and look, they're off to a 50-point start against Kirkwall Cowboys, who can feel hard done to not to have had to buy, you know, they've got to play this game, but the game they have to play, you know, they're in the first division next year anyway, but you want to go up in style, as I say, you want to win it, and it's certainly a good start for the Benchwarmers here with Bejan again, 38 points. Massive difference, you know.
The thing is, though, that the Kirkwall Cowboys and the 2 teams in the bye, they're the teams that are playing for this year's Skara Brae, because they're in the Skara Brae playoffs, and South London Rebels. The top 4 are in the playoffs for the best combined score over weeks 15 and 16. The winner goes through to the final to play the East. So they're still playing for the Skara Brae.
Oh, definitely, yeah. And top 4 are still playing for that, and it's so you got to be playing, and of course, so the top 2 definitely need to set their teams.
Well, they did. I sent them all a message in the groups, and I know for a fact that Mike did, which and Sam Baxatas did in the last one, because I think they scored 56 points on Thursday night. But yeah,
and the other playoff game here, Dickinson Demons, they're off to a great start as well, 53 points. So they had Baker Mayfield and Mike Evans. Again, massive call playing Evans. It's is that an out next to? No, it's not. It's a questionable. I thought that was an out next to Jacobs, but it's Denver.
Oh, near enough.
But, yeah. So well. That's so yeah, great start for Dickinson Demons here.
Very good start.
With 53 points from their quarterback and wide receiver stack, and playing Evans, massive call. So all to do for South London Rebels. They've got the points to score. You know, I always say I'd rather have the points on the board. If I went better than par, I would rather have the points on the board. You know.
Yeah. So the winner of that bottom one will be playing the defending champions.
See, the weather will play a big part this weekend as well. I'm sure. I think there's meant to be a lot of cold games and stuff as well. So it's that's why I'm always a proponent, especially at this time of year. I would rather have the points on the board. Get me the points on the board.
I think the game in Baltimore is going to be the coldest game played in Baltimore ever, because it's sitting at -1, I think, at the moment.
Yeah,
and then it's going to be feels like -15 or something like that.
Yeah, I think that there's at least one good potential chance of snow as well. You know.
Buffalo.
So I think that's might even be New England. Actually, there's a good chance of snow. But yeah, so I mean, there's going to be some cold games, and very much that can make a difference. You know, it's at this time of year, I always like my players playing in a dome. You know, that's a preferred action.
Definitely. So we'll head on to the East Conference. So we've got the Millhead Division. This is why Arthur's nice and chipper. So you've got the Laxdale Legends, 184 against the Preston Mooney Tunes, 155.53. The Edinburgh Thunderbirds, 147 against... Who were they against? Anyway, they're gone. 157.6. You've got the Plymouth Argyle Browns, 201.14 against the Lee Vikings, 159.09. The Worksopdorf Rookies, 187.25 against the Bedford Brewskis, 173.19. Good score for Gary there, 55.77 against the Chicago Scorpions, 205.55.29. Preston Hawks needed to win to go through, but they lost in their nights. So they went through, 158.89 against 169.46. But I need a drink.
So the Chicago Scorpions there at the top, 4-game win streak they're on, Johnny. So that was a nice way to finish, and it take them right to the top and gets them the number 1 seed in the bye. And of course, Plymouth Argyle Browns, nice wee run at the end there as well. 4-game win streak, getting them into second place. Workhorses, they're in Belfast Brewskis, Laxdale Legends, and of course Nairn Knights and our Joe, all going to be going up and playing in the 3rd division next year. Hopefully not with me, but you never know. And poor Ian there missing out in 7th place after that big run that he made, and he was so chirpy last week. Then he went and lost this week, and he's finished 7th. So the promotion's still on, but
I don't think he's watching this week either. I think he's gone in the poots. But he's got a bye, so I've checked this one about because the team that's leaving finished 9th, so I've checked out the playoffs a bit so that they don't get a bye, because as Ian pointed out, so they're not getting a bye anymore. Lee Vikings will get the bye. Then they got Preston Hawks and Edinburgh Thunderbirds and Gary down the bottom at 4 and 10. So
so I mean, it's as you say, it's the lads. There's no relegation here, so it's all about the promotion to play for, and of course the top 6. They've got the I'm taking it. It was a whole lot of no played.
Yeah, well, I think it's he was at the Grand Prix thing, and I think they had like a watch party for the Grand Prix for Norris winning the Grand Prix or some crap like that. So
excuses.
He does it all the time. He just completely forgets about
That's
the
what I'm saying. Excuses. You know, listen.
He never made an excuse. I saw it on his story. He was at the game, so I'm guessing that's why he didn't pick his team. But yeah,
if you want to pay your money and not pick your team, that's entirely up to yourself. You know what I mean? It's
1, 2, 3.
But it certainly handed the victory to his opponents this week. That's for sure. I think that must be some sort of record, Johnny. 55 points.
No, I think Everett had lower. Did he not have like 40 points or 39 points one time?
To be fair, there's not a whole lot on the bench. It would have made it a whole lot better.
I don't think it would have made any difference. But
yeah, so I mean, it's been one of those seasons for Gary, you know, and I completely understand, to be fair, just giving up on it at this stage, because you can't be relegated. You're in Division 4. Yeah,
well, he had that wee run. Remember, he won like 4 in a row to like keep the league really, really close up till about
Yeah.
week 12, week 13, and it all went for your sake. But nah, great
It's-
wins for Arthur. Well done, Arthur.
Yeah, it was a wonderful win for Arthur. That got him into second place and it gets him the bye. So, as I say all the time, go up in style, go and win the you've got your promotion now, go win the division.
So here we go. So Page has got a bye, so he'll be happy and not so grumpy, but maybe he's always grumpy. They got the.
I mean, after all that, Gary could still get his promotion as well. He just needs to win a couple of games now. And Ian and Pez sitting. Oh no, it's not Pez, is it?
It'll be Edinburgh Thunderbirds and Gary will be playing Ian. The winner of that will be playing El Manu in the semi-finals, and Pez will be playing 89 Monday or Wee Vikings.
Yeah, so it's. I mean, the promotion's still there to be won, and of course, the top lot, they're all going. Joe's got a wee start at 11 points against Workhorses.
Been a close one, that one, I think.
And the Laxdale Legends and the Belford Bruskies, they've not started yet, so they're but it looks very tight as well, So, I mean,
Exactly.
these ties could go either way because this is a very, very tight league and it was very close.
Gary sort of set his team, but he doesn't have a quarterback.
Yeah, you got to get yourself a quarterback. This is playoff time now. This isn't time where you go without and saying I'm
nothing
keeping
on
my
his
team for
bench.
next week.
He's not got a quarterback on the bench. He's got to pick up a quarterback. He picks up a quarterback, he's got a chance to win. Especially when he's got 13 points for Ibuka and he's got 15 points for Bates. So he's got 28 points on the board.
Kind of par for the two of them, isn't it? Really, it's not brilliant, but it's not awful either. So he's got a chance, but he need to go and pick up a quarterback. I don't see him winning without a quarterback. Nice start for Joe, a wee 11 point, and it's not a brilliant start, but it's a start. It gets him off the board.
Definitely. And some of his players have got
kicker as well, so nice kicker points, 11 points. If that kicker gets double digits, I'm really happy. Yeah, T. Higgins, Workhorse has got to go and get rid of T. Higgins. Who's he got in the bench to replace him?
He's got plenty
of options.
Washington,
Franklin, Coker's an option. They're all options, all four of them you can play, And I'll tell you what, Brian Robinson might be the man this week because it looks CMC might be out.
Yeah, CMC, he had like an illness earlier in the week, but he's got a niggling back injury. Well, they still expect
back injury, yeah, that's right. So, Brian Robinson might be a very valuable option this week.
Definitely. I'm okay as long as you spit for next week because I've got a bye. So that's the fourth division. Let's see all to play for. I've got the R division now then. Here we go. There we go. So we've got the Orkney Orcas 267.29 against the Rotherham Raiders 171. 196.16 against 193.75. Kirkwall Chargers over the Top End Niners. That was the battle for the top 2 and 3. Aberdeen Bucks 224 against the Edinburgh Packers 187. Preston Panthers 186.13 against the 225.69 Newcastle Buccaneers. Gordon Bears 162.06 against Banfield Panthers 147.1. Glossop Fighting Gophers 175 against the Hot Shot Hot Dogs 183.81. So obviously we finished top at 11-3, a 5-game win streak. Then a flip-flop there between for the bye week, the Kirkwall Chargers beating the Top End Niners, get them to 10-4. Top End Niners 9-5, 9-5 for the Aberdeen Bucks, 9-5 for the Newcastle Buccaneers. And at 7-7, even though they've got a 4-game losing streak, just had enough points by like 11 points for Gordon Bears.
I mean, if that doesn't highlight just how important a good start is, I don't think anything will. To go a 4-game losing streak and still sneak into the playoffs is massive, and it's testament to the start of the season. The problem with that is you've not won in 5 weeks now. There's got to be a reason for that. And is that going to turn? Are you going to be able to turn that round this week? Because this is the week now. You have to turn that round, And it's up against obviously Doug's Top Head Niners, who we're looking very strong up to this week, and we're unlucky to lose this week as well. So
That was cool.
tough time for Preston Panthers, but they've got themselves in, and it's testament to the start they had to the season. Congratulations to you, Johnny, for topping the division, getting the bye week.
Thank you very much. It was nice. After getting relegated last year, it's nice to be top this year. But like I say, there is 5, well, including myself, 5 high-scoring teams in the top 6. As much I would love to win the trophy, but it's not going to be easy.
It's wide open. It really is. Anyone is really wide open, and nice to sit out this week though and have that wee rest. And down the bottom half, we're all playing to kind of try and get up and join you as well.
But remember, 9 go up.
Yes, 9 go up.
So
win one game and then win this week, and then you've got 2 chances at winning one game.
Yeah, so obviously as Border Bears at 7-7, they'll get a bye. Closet Betting Cohorts get a bye, then you'll be playing the Rotherham Raiders, if I remember rightly, and then
that's right.
Dogs against the Blackpool Panthers. So I would fancy your chances, but let's see how Doug did, because he was really unlucky. Just less than 3 points.
Yeah, I think it's Kyle Walker and Ashton and Gente. That's the 2 of them. Just they're flattered to deceive this year, and when they've had big weeks, Doug scored massively, and when they've not, he's not, and that's been a major problem for him all season long.
34 points for Devon White.
Yeah, that's when you getting that kind of points for one of your defenders can be a difference maker as well. And indeed, it was made a big difference here. It kind of covers a bad one from one of your offensive players.
Kelsey.
So you can kind of that covers Kelsey's only getting 4 points, or Lad only getting 3 points. Those 3 points cover that up.
Well, no, it was a good game. Obviously, Joe Burrow. For the snow game, him and Josh Allen were throwing the ball pretty well.
Oh, I mean, it was crazy for that. I mean, wasn't it, Josh? I left Burrow on the bench in the home league. I played Bo Nix over him because I thought, it's going to be in snow. I'm not going to throw him out here. And away they went off on an absolute tangent. It was good to see, But and of course, Kirkwall Chargers played Joe Burrow there, and that was a big start. And Mahomes done absolutely nothing for Doug. But Doug and Mahomes, they don't have a good relationship at all, really, do they?
No, but it's really weird because for fantasy-wise, Mahomes just had a better year than he has for the last couple of years. The last couple of weeks, he's not done great, but it's like I usually do draft him in some place, but I think I've not got him really anywhere apart from the dynasty that I'm doing crap in. I think I made the playoffs this year. But yeah,
they've got to open up a bit more now because their defence isn't as good. They've got to open up and actually play a little bit more now. And and it's still Mahomes, no matter how bad the Chiefs are playing at the moment. It's still Patrick Mahomes. He's still got excellence in him, and the points are rolling a wee bit more this year. It's the same with the Eagles. It's the same issue you've got with the Eagles. Their defense has just been so good that it's masked the fact that the offense is and Barkley was so good last year that it masked the fact that the offense is pretty poor. And Hurts really isn't that great a quarterback, but it's been found out this year because they've been in more games. Teams have been able to score on them, so the offense has had to try and come out and do something, and it's been found out, so it's been a very topsy-turvy season, and that's the kind of that. But when that happens, Mahomes is always going to have some points. Hurts is always going to have some weeks with big points because they're having to throw the ball a wee bit more and they're having to go a wee bit quicker.
Definitely. So I didn't even. Oh yeah, I had to put Pollard in last week for McCaffrey being in a bye. So it worked out pretty well.
That worked out no bad for you. Pollard, that was just a complete anomaly against such a good defense as well in the Cleveland defense. That was absolutely crazy, that performance. But if you had to play him, and it was a type of week where so many, there was teams on bye. It's a type of week where you might just have had to, like you have been forced into putting them in your team, and you'd have done it with absolute apprehension, going, I don't want to do it, I've got to do it. 35 points later, you're delighted.
Well, I have to admit, I was a bit worried because obviously I traded Kittle for Washington and Hawkinson. And of course, Kit was on a bye. I thought, that's what I did earlier on a couple of weeks ago. And I thought, guarantee these two bastards are going to come back and beat me. But Washington was a late out. They never changed it. And Hawkinson only got 11 points. But
yeah, that certainly worked in your favour doing that.
Wilson getting 45 points obviously helped. And I had 23 points in my kicker on Thursday, remember. So that was a good start.
I mean, it's always Aubrey's been a massive difference maker for you this year in the points that he scored. He's been scoring absolutely massive points, and it's such a difference maker if you've got a kicker who can consistently score in the high teens, early 20s, and that's what you've had from Aubrey this year. And that it's no surprise that you're top.
Yeah, no kickers next year though, so never mind. Oh yeah, so you came up against Josh Allen.
Yeah, I think it was. I mean, it was meant to be close, kind of along the way. It didn't matter in the end. It was a nothing game, and I wasn't getting up to the top two for the bye week anyway. So yeah, it pittered away. I get pummeled out of it, you know. So what can you do?
No, actually, you would have if you had one. You would have been an 8th and got the bye week because you've outscored them by.
Did I have the points?
Yeah.
Oh well, there you go then.
You had 2,600.
Thanks for that, Johnny.
Oh, it's the least I could do for my co-host, just to have a wee dig.
But yeah, anyway, what will
got to get the facts right. There you go. So here we go.
I'm looking half decent to win this week and get the win out of the way this week, and then 1 out of 2 is all I need. But yeah, it's the big two this week: Aberdeen Bucks and Newcastle Buccaneers, and the Preston Panthers and Top Head Niners. Neither of
Hits. There you go.
And it's there you go. There he is, the big man. Kyle Pitts plays. So that pretty much guarantees that. Who is it? Aberdeen Bucks that have got him in.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it pretty much guarantees Aberdeen Bucks are going to beat the Newcastle Bucks. So unlucky to Newcastle this time around, but it'll take a momentous failure on the behalf of Aberdeen Bucks players and a momentous week in behalf of the Newcastle Bucks to overcome a 59-point start.
Yes, it's a sore one because Queen's not going to get that much. He might get about 20, but you got 15 out of Godwin, wasn't bad. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's 15's par, you know, but 59 isn't even, 59's not even a birdie, it's not even an eagle, it's an albatross 59 for Kyle Pitts. I mean, that's like 3 players worth of points here.
I know, that's a bloody sore start. Oh, and Doug's got the Preston Panthers. Why is Doug predicted to lose?
Yeah, I mean, Shakir is just one of these funky ones, isn't it? Yeah, it's a big week or a nothing week and nothing in between. I mean, Harold Farron's got to have a much better week. You know, like he should be getting a lot of targets this week. And Chicago defense is not brilliant against the tight ends, you know. And so I can see Farron having a big game this week. But I mean, Amon-Ra St. Brown, he's got a hell of a game this week because it's just a complete shootout against the Rams, really, isn't it? Lions Rams. I mean, the points spread's for 55.5.
Definitely. The thing is, it looks like a lot of Doug's players are playing out in the crappy weather. Whereas a lot of the other team are playing nice weather.
Not bad places, yeah. So that
maybe cold, but it's just not windy.
You know?
Obviously, defenders in the crap weather, but Sills on the bench.
I mean, it is a 50-50. You have to think that, you know, you look at the team for the Preston Panthers there and you think, yeah, that's on a 4-game losing streak. But it looks tidy and it's, you know, St. Brown and JSN at wide receiver. What a receiver core that is, you know. You can plug almost anyone in beside them and they should cover most other threes.
Definitely. And you've got A-Chain against Pittsburgh. I know the defenses get a bit better. Williams against Minnesota. You might get the goal line touches if you get that far. Yeah, you might get some rushing touchdowns.
Well, I mean, Williams has been doing great all season long, and so is Achane. You know, the Achane problem is how bad are his ribs, but as far as I'm aware, he's good to go and it's no problem. But never an easy place to run in Pittsburgh, but we'll see how you know. It's Tua that would be more worried about quarterback, but then you know, you're up against Lawrence, who can be very hit and miss. Yeah, I mean, it's a 50-50 game. It really is.
I know. I'm going to enjoy keeping an eye on this one because that's going to be a good game. And then down the bottom bit, obviously you've got a 13-point start for the Booker, which is still pretty good.
Booker, who's
But
been
like you
so
say, it's
disappointing
50-50.
the whole entire season.
Thing is, it's got more people to go against now because you've got Godwin and Evans, so maybe he'll come at.
Yeah, I mean that's okay. It's fine, I guess, you know. But I mean, I should win this one, but you never know. You know, it's been so my players have been so up and down. I've got Lamb playing, which is always helpful, but I need Watson and Jennings to be pretty decent. And of course, I need Aaron Jones to run well against Dallas, which you know he should do. It's
He
Dallas.
should do. Brown should run against Baltimore. Jennings should get
We'll see how it goes.
targets. It should be okay, but we don't always go by projections. They're always a bit crap. Then Roddy's up against the hot dogs. Joe Pez's pal, so he's got 4 points off Rashad White.
Yeah, that's a horrendous start. But if I'm Fraser, I'm worried about my Jalen Hurts and where exactly he's going after his minus points last week. You know, that's the biggest. That's a big worry there. It's been a thorn in his side all season long.
It has. Well, maybe just because I'm a Giants fan and I'm biased, but I've never really liked him anyway. So we'll go on to the Yesney division.
Carson Wentz, really.
Yeah. So this one, I can't remember how this ended up in week 14. Now we'll have the first 0 and 14. Leeds Lepers 123 against EK Colts 152. The New Mexico Chupacabras. I know. New Mexico Chupacabras 219 against the Warners Bay Goonies 186. The Whatnot Warriors 172 against the Darlington Rams 196. The Solihull Sharks 318 against the Yorkshire Finns 247.35. And you've got the Arcadia Red Wolves 197 against the Ancoats Citizens 156. And the top team, the Sarans Black Vipers 203 against the Newcastle Masters 171. The Martin gets to buy, as does the EK Colts, who jump above the Ancoats Citizens on a 2-game win streak. And then at 9-5 also. Ancoats Citizens 9-5, Yorkshire Finns 8-6. Then you've got Waterton Warriors and Arcadia Red Wolves get the promotion, guaranteed promotion, especially with a 4-game win streak jumping up 2 spots on the last week with the Arcadia Red Wolves.
Yeah, that's massive. And poor Warner Bay Goonies, who lost this week, that's cost them. You know, I think they lost to Darlington Rams, didn't they? And that's cost them when they didn't get Darlington Rams in the end.
No, they lost to New Mexico Chupacabras, who were leaving, but they still lost.
Oh, so right, okay.
Yeah. So you've got Warners Cape News, Newcastle Masters, Darlington Rams, all at 7-7. Solihull Sharks at 6-8, New Mexico Chupacabras at 6-8, and the Leeds Lepers at 4-14.
Yes, I mean it was all very tight, you know, and it was very, very tight division, very, very tight league. And it's the Rotten Warriors that Darlington Rams beat, but it just wasn't enough. And yeah, top 6 are going up. They'll be in the top the Division 1 next year. And it's still to play for. There's how many? Eight go up from here, so there's still the 2 finalists and the 2 finalists in the consolations will go up as well. And of course, you've got to stay in the division as well because there is relegation from here, isn't there? 1 team.
Yeah, I think it's 8 go up. Yeah, rotate your phone, Arthur. 8 go up and 2 go down, plus 1 leaves. I think 1 stays.
Yeah, so I mean, that there's still a relegation to fight against, you know. So all to play for still, and well done to Martin. You know, he's he got promoted last year, and he's backed that up. You know, he's backed it up with a double dunk. He's went up again, so good on you, Martin. Let's see what you can do in the top division and see if you can go up into that Premier League.
Well, that's it. 2 years in a row, he's been the #1 seed. Hopefully, he does better than he did last year.
Well, yeah, it's time to win a helmet now, Martin. I would say, you know, but yes, he's got the bye week this week anyway, so he doesn't need to worry about anything this week.
So here we go. So there's the games we've got so far. So Arcadia Red Bulls got a nice 70 points on Thursday night. against 15 points for the
start
Anfield
for
Citizens. Bloody
hell of
hell.
a start for the Red Bulls. Does that include
Oh,
Kyle
12
Pitts?
bits.
It does
Yes.
indeed. There you
And
go.
McLaughlin.
And a kick, 11 points for the kicker, which is always a good start. I mean, 15 points for Godwin, like you said before, it's not a complete disaster. But yeah, it's a long way back for Ancoat Citizens from there. That's running into kick. There's, you know, when I got up in the morning on Friday morning, I went, you know, I'm looking through my team thinking, please don't be playing Kyle Pitts. Please don't be playing Kyle Pitts anywhere. And I wasn't, and I was so relieved because it kind of does kill the weekend before it even begins. And it's playoff weekend, you know. You don't want it over before it starts. But as I say, that's a 3-player score, and it takes a lot to come back from that at this stage of a season. So yeah, great start for the Red Bulls, and I'll be surprised if they aren't to go through now.
Yeah, it's a sore start, but yeah, it should be a very good game anyway. And then we've got Yorkshire Pins, so getting on up with there's so 4 against 5. Yorkshire Pins at 13 point start for Booker.
Again, I mean, Luke will be disappointed with that. He'll be as disappointed as I am with the 13 odd points. I mean, it's par, I guess, but it's a Booker. You're wanting more than par. You want better than par, you know. So yeah, not the best of starts for Luke, and he'll need to. But it's not a disaster either. It's not game over or anything. It's not like he's up against Pitts. It's just one player that's not quite went as well as he would have liked, but plenty of time to go yet in that matchup.
Cool, yeah. And obviously, Leeds Leopards got a 15 point start over Darlington Rams, but I think Darlington Rams should see past that one. The New Mexico Chupacabras have got a 39 point start against the Solihull Sharks. So they could really put a spanner in the works by knocking the Solihull Sharks down and then, yeah.
Yeah, I've got T. Higgins in the start lineup at the moment, so if that doesn't change, and with Josh Allen on the other side, I think we'll be okay still.
Cool. So then we'll go on to the top division in the East. Got St Magnus. This was another very sore, very close loss in this one. Get the right bits. So we've got remember we spoke about Danny, how if things went correct he would get promoted. Yes. Two of them did, but one didn't quite. It came from fucking nowhere, to be honest. And you'll see in a minute. So Dublin Everton Blues 178 against the Harrow Harlequins 171. Sean, who was sitting at number 1, 252.84 against 254.41, and ended up 4th. The Glasgow Eagles 220 against the Leeds Lassos 180. Leicester Tigers 178 against the Newcastle Seattle Patriots 179. The Whitford Rockstars 224 against 162 for the Carlton Crew. Manchester Bees 137 against 129 for Stockholm Bengals. So for poor Danny, they lost like you wanted to. They lost like you needed to. But Graham scoring over 220 points came from nowhere to beat him by about 40 points. So Graham came up. Graham jumped up 4 spots to get to
in the final week to make it into the playoffs. I mean, at the end of the day, it's harsh for Sean dropping down with 252 points, and he dropped from 1st to 4th. That is an exceedingly harsh drop to make. But at the same time, it's top 4, and that's what you're aiming for, isn't it? Because you're wanting into the Skara Brae. So it's Skara Brae, isn't it, for the big one? So yeah, he's there. He's in. And so as are Manchester Bees, Godalming Golks and Whitford Rockstars, they'll be the representatives for the East this year, and we'll see they're up against the top 4 from the West, and we'll see who comes out as champion. And Seattle Patriots and Glasgow Eagles, they'll be hoping that the other 4 are too busy with that to worry about winning the division, and they can sneak in and steal a wee victory over them. But yeah, unlucky Danny and his Everton Blues, 7-7. 3-game win streak to finish the season. It was just, you know, at the end of the day, he's lost one too many in the middle there in the bad run, you know.
The consolation he has, though, with 3-game win streak, himself and the Leicester Tigers have guaranteed to stay in the division.
Yeah. Oh, so they're guaranteed to stay up,
yes. Because 2 goes down, so that's a massive
one for them as well.
And
of
Carlton
course, it'll be
Cruise.
Carlton Crew, Carlton Crew will be playing the Harlow Harlequins, and Stoke-on-Bengals will be playing the Leeds Lassos, and the winner will stay up, and the losers will be relegated.
Yep. So at least you're guaranteed to stay in the division. So that's one good thing. So here we're going so far. So the Glasgow Eagles have a 98.88 stat over the Manchester Bees.
Oh, Manchester Bees, you must
185.
be pigs. You must be pig sick at the moment, Manchester Bees. That's the kind of crap that happens to me in playoffs all the time. Let's have a look at that before we move on.
I'm going to guess Kyle Pitts,
Oh, it has to be, but who else?
Mayfield, and
We've
Irvin.
got Baker, we've got Bucky. Yeah, Bucky's not the big one, you know. Obviously, Kyle Pitts, and there's one more.
Kyle
No,
Pitts,
that's
Bucky, and Mayfield. Yeah.
Three
The problem
players,
with
90 points. I mean,
the
that's
problem
as
with Bucky
good
is
as bye-bye.
he's only getting like 16 carries instead of 20 odd because they're spreading it between the three of them. He's not even getting the goal line carries now.
So, I mean, he's still coming back as well, isn't he?
Yeah,
I think it's one of those ones where the team is not doing well enough either anymore. You know, the team aren't doing very well, so it's a drop off in everything really for Bucky, which is a bit harsh on his owners. But I'm sure he'll be back next year. But yeah, it's a great start for Graham and his Glasgow Eagles. They look very much primed to beat out Manchester Bees now and get to the next round. But at least Manchester Bees can console themselves in the fact that they're playing in the Premier League next year.
But it's a lot better, Ian. Ian was having trouble watching the phone, but he's got it on his computer and he can see it a lot better. So that's good.
Yeah, me too. I have to open it up so as I can see the scores. And then the other one, Stoke-on-Bengals and Leeds Lassos. That's the other top half game, isn't it?
No, it's
it's Sean. No,
it's
yes,
so
and that's not even started yet. But Sean's 54% favourite at the moment. So 56. Yeah, that one's not started yet, but that's the other top division.
But the other two, obviously the Carlton Crew have got to be heavy favourites, and they've got Bijan Robertson to start.
And that's going to be kicker McLaughlin. That's going to be the kicker for 11 points because I'm sure that was McLaughlin. Yeah, that's so. I mean, it's one player each, but I'll take the 38 points for Bijan all day long, and it's a good start for Carlton Crew. So they'll be looking to win that game and make sure they stay in the first division. And then the Leeds Leopards and Stoke-on-Bengals, they've very close start again. It's a 50-50, isn't it? It's a Buka against Godwin, so it's position against position. And they've got a 1.1 lead, 2.1 lead. So, oh no, they don't. In fact, that's they've got a 0.
Oh, the same defender. It must have been a late call out.
Must have been.
Oh, it's inactive as expected. So yeah.
Yeah, well, there you go. So anyway, that's not good. So that actually makes Leeds Lassos the favourite over Stoke-on-Bengals because they've had 2-1 player wise, so they've got one more player playing, and the score's too close for it to matter.
Well, that's some running though. The winner of Sean and Seven Rings play Jack. Although this league was that close this year that anybody in the top 6 is going to find it hard because Manchester Bees are actually the lowest scoring team with 2,571.
Yeah, well, they need to turn that round and start being the highest scoring team now because they're playing for the big boy. They're in the big boy cup now, so it's time to start scoring. You know, no excuses now. The top 4 from this division and the top 4 from the West Division 1. There's no excuses now. You're in it. You're in the top. You're playing for the big. You're playing for the whole kit and caboodle. No excuses.
Yeah, indeed. But they still did well because obviously they finished 3rd, and they were last year's representatives. So you know what I mean? Yes. So they're not.
So they're still there. So we could have the same final as last year. Is that what you're telling me?
Well, with that start, maybe not. But like I say, it is the aggregate score over 2 weeks. So you don't know. The team might certainly all turn up and score. Have we had the 300 points this year? I can't remember.
That's the thing with fantasy football. It just takes 1 or 2. It just takes a Kyle Pitts to burst out with a 60-point week, and all of a sudden you've went from absolutely dead to winning comfortably. It happens all the time. So yeah, it's all to play for. I mean, and once you're in playoff week, Johnny, I say every year, once you're in playoff week, it's any given Sunday. You start the right players, and there'll be surprise massive scores. And if you've been forced to put them in through injury or whatever reason, or you just take a swing at someone, these moves can pay off dramatically, and it's amazing to see how things change about at this stage of the season.
Yeah, so we've got a couple of other things to look at. So obviously we've got the Rousey Cup. So here are the semi-finals. We're going to have to hide that for a minute. So you've got the South London Rebels 349 to 443.99 Newcastle Colts. Well done, Newcastle Colts. And the Bonnyrigg Cheeseheads. Are these? I think I've added that up wrong. Yeah, the Bonnyrigg Cheeseheads won. I've just not changed the top score because it's like 380 odd points or something like that. But it's the final is the Bonnyrigg Cheeseheads against the Newcastle Colts.
Big final then. That's our Sean against, I believe that's Chris from Bonnyrigg for the Bonnyrigg Cheeseheads. So yes, huge match up there, and may the best team win. It's always nice to win the cup. You know, it's very, very difficult to get out your group stage, and once you do, you've got to win over 2 legs the whole way. So it's not for the faint-hearted, you know, and it's the good teams tend to get to the end.
And what does I've got this playoffs on a spreadsheet. So there's nobody got any points so far on the east, and on the west you've got Darla Destroyers have got 13 points. Melbourne Supremacy have got 15.5, and the Kirkwall Cowboys have got 7.75.
Do you know what the most important thing here is? And the most important thing here, Johnny, is that not one team is sitting there with 59 points. No one had Kyle Pitts, because there's nothing worse than a player like Kyle Pitts coming in and busting it for every other team in the first game of the first week of the playoffs, you know? Because this is over 2 weeks as well, isn't it? And I mean, it would be such a big start for one team to have him. So the fact that nobody's got him, that's a good thing to me. Keeps it all nice and tight.
And in the Ringy Brodgar, I'll have to move your head a bit. So this has gone by, I've got the most points at the top. So the top team is Sandbach Satans, who've got 59.35. Probably Kyle Pitts, I'm guessing.
Kyle Pitts. There's no probably.
Sorens Vipers, second spot at the moment with 38. Then you've got Ancoats Citizens and the Birmingham Patriots at 15.5. Dover's Island Diamonds at 13.4. Myself and Arthur at 12. And the Glasgow Lightning at 11. And nobody else has got any points. But that's so that this one goes over 3 weeks. You have to be so this can anything. You can have a great week this week and have a complete disaster next week.
You absolutely can, but at 59 points is a hell of a start. And over 3 weeks, yeah, it can absolutely be dissolved. But it's a hell of a start. And Sandbach Satans are very much favourites at this moment in time. But of course, that will change by the end of the week, I'm sure. But at this moment in time, I would say they're favourites.
I think they are actually the highest scoring team in the whole league. So it's probably a good chance that they're going to win that one. But it's a nice little fun one for everybody else to take part in. Well, the top three.
That's it. Why not? Gives them something to look at, gives them a reason to keep playing and keep changing the team, you know. But yeah, that's us, Johnny. Time to get the teams organised and ready for kick-off at 6 o'clock. It's playoff time, baby.
Mm-hmm.
I think I've got 10 leagues. I've 10 leagues. I've made the playoffs out of 18, so that's not brilliant, not too shabby. It's a pass. It's a pass, but now it's how well do you do in the 10 that you're in?
I have no idea how I've got them. I think I've got about 7 bye weeks this week in different leagues.
Well, I'd say I've got a couple of bye weeks just, but I don't play in as many leagues, of course. But out of my 18, I'll take my 10 playoffs. There was a couple I landed right on the bubble and missed out by points, you know. So all in all, it's been. I started very poorly this year, so I've fought back quite well, and I've made it in a few leagues that I probably shouldn't have. So I can't complain too much. I'll take it and see what I get in the playoffs now. You know, I'll hopefully get a wee run, get a couple of bowls won this year.
Well, obviously we're both fighting for the main one.
Well, the main, Johnny.
This is the main one, but our home league. You want to go back to back. I want to win my third one. Sean, who wants to win his.
Matter.
Sean won
Sean's after his fifth.
fifth.
You know, he's after his fifth.
I've been in
and,
5 finals, but I've only won 2.
Well, I've one final, one win. Oh no, did I not lose to you in a final one of yours?
No. I beat Copenhagen Jets, I think, and I beat Alan in
Right,
year
fair
1.
enough. Anyway, yeah, I won it last year and it's defend it time, and I've went all in with my trading. So we'll see how it goes. It's a big week. I'm quite nervous about it. I'm not going to lie, because of course I've been the number 1 seed. I should win this week. I'm playing the number 8 seed. I'm playing Chris, who scraped in at the last minute with literally with a catch from
3 catches by Goddard.
catch from Dallas Goddard. A catch from Dallas Goddard in overtime of the final game of the week got him in. That was the difference between him making it in and not making it in. So yeah, it went to the bitter end this year. So I should be beating him, but it's a
Never
funny
know.
old game, you know. So I'll be a lot happier when it's done and I've got the points on the board.
I know. Well, I'm 33 points behind already, I think, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, good luck everybody that's playing this week. And obviously, with your buy, make sure you pick your players, and we'll see you. You want to do Thursday next week?
Yeah, that's fine by me.
Before the games start, maybe about 9:30?
Yeah, that's fine. I'm off Friday anyway.
Cool. So we'll see everybody on Thursday, and enjoy, and good luck, everybody.
Good luck, everyone.